Do you believe in miracles, everybody?
Oh,
Who
my
watched
God.
the men's hockey game? It was amazing. Now, granted, I have not been paying attention to Olympics much at all.
No, I haven't either.
My husband said we were just sitting in the living room, and he was like, "Oh, the final, like the final game, the Olympic game between US and Canada is happening right now." And I was like, well, we should watch it. We tuned in like when they were tied. So we didn't watch the whole thing, but obviously we tuned in at exactly the right time, because then of course they went into overtime, and it was this amazing finish. And now everyone knows Jack Hughes' name, who scored the winning goal for the US team. And the celebration, how can you not love the way these boys celebrate?
They're just, but you want your boys to be like these boys.
Yes,
totally.
100%.
Yeah.
So here is the moment of victory and the instant celebration. You can't. Oh my God, it's so great.
Eagles are flying everywhere. It's fireworks, hot dogs. It's the greatest. The greatest.
I don't know if this is true. But I saw someone post on X that there's a picture of a flagpole with a Canadian flag flying at half mast and an eagle perched right at the top of it. And I was like, oh my God, that's just perfect.
Oh my God. Everything is, this is the kid that you want to raise. This is the boy. And this
Yes.
kid is miles above that Hunter whiner. God, that whiny Hunter beta. Just shut up. This kid loves his country, and he talks about loving his country. I love this kid. We all love this kid.
Every single interview. And so we've got a couple of examples. And, in the midst of the game, he got his teeth caved in, because this is what happens during hockey games, right? It's like always a risk that you're going to lose some part of your tooth.
Hockey's so hot, by the way. And it's so hot. My first boyfriend was a hockey player. Hot. So hot.
And what I loved most about Jack is that he's bleeding and toothless and just whatever. Like, he could not care less.
Totally.
So beautiful. So here is him just moments after the win.
Can you just describe the emotions of this moment right now?
This is all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong. And we have so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be Americans today. Unreal game by our team. That's just a ballsy, gutsy win. That's American hockey right there. That's a great Canadian team, but we're USA. We're so proud to be Americans. Tonight was all for the country.
What does this gold medal mean to USA Hockey?
It's everything. Like I said, the USA Hockey Brotherhood means so much. Look at these guys. We're such a team. We've been together for 2 weeks. We're such a team. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we're so proud to win for our country.
God, America! That's right, Jack. That's right. God bless him.
He played alongside his brother. His mom coached the women's team to victory.
Just so great.
This happened all on the anniversary of that amazing Miracle on Ice victory. I mean, it's just like there's so many amazing parts of this. And he, in a separate interview, he addressed the fact that because we're America, he's going to have great dental care.
I'm lucky I'm from the best country in the world, and we got great dentists there too, so I'm lucky I'm American, and they're going to fix me right up.
Standing there listening to the
God,
what's going through your head?
Just so proud. I'm so proud to be American.
I mean, over and over he said it. Over and over and over.
That's what it's all about. God bless this kid. I love him.
I love him so much. So much. And then there was, I mean, he and the teammates, there's actually, I saw a video. I couldn't find it this morning. It was like taken down everywhere because of copyright, whatever. But there was a moment where one of the guys from the team is caught mouthing to a teammate, "I'm going to get hammered tonight."
I think he said, "I'm going to get effed up tonight," is what he said.
Yes, that's probably more accurate. And
that's what
he did. And then they continued to interview, which was even better. So here you can tell he's a little bit hammered in this one, but that's what makes it even greater.
Special, and I want to thank our troops for allowing us to play this game. Thank our troops for allowing us to play this game, and thank all the support back home. But
these boys,
but he's drunk as balls, and he even thinks to thank the troops.
Right?
Can you even?
I love them. All of them.
I cannot even take it. We've got some more coverage of another pair of brothers that were part of that team also to play for you. And then some reaction to Kash Patel being in the locker room. But first, we want to remind you that you only get one retirement. Just the one.
It's true. And I don't know about y'all, but financial stuff like overwhelms me. I like to outsource a few things in my life, and that is one of those things, because I need to know that I can set aside a little money each month and then give it to someone that I can trust implicitly to go out there in the weird world of finance and then take my money and then turn it into more money. And Zach Abraham does that, you guys, because my husband and I have had the best financial year since we've been together, and we've been together 20 years because we've had other financial guys who have had our retirement stuff and they didn't do squat for us. Okay. But Zach will take your money, and it's like a sport to him. He was a football player in college. It's
Olympic
true.
Even.
Right. It's a challenge, and he wants to see you succeed. He's a conservative guy with our values. He's communicative. His team is great. He hires the best and the brightest. They know what they're doing. And even if you have somebody, it's not a bad idea to get a second opinion. You can do that. Bulwark Capital's free Know Your Risk portfolio review. He also has a podcast. He has a podcast called the Know Your Risk podcast. It's accessible on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all major platforms. You can just search Know Your Risk podcast. You can get all the latest market updates and stuff like that. And then we have him on our show too. So schedule your free Know Your Risk portfolio review today at knowyourriskpodcast.com. He is the best. And here's the disclaimer. Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Trek 2647, whatever that means.
Good job.
Thanks.
So there was another pair of brothers on the hockey team that also spoke about just pride of country. You got to love these guys, man. You got to love them.
Okay, guys, you told me you're watching Miracle, growing up, dreaming about this. You're living it right now. How does it feel?
It's hockey's our game. Hockey's the United States of America's game. It's the greatest country in the world. We have, the best support ever. Hundreds of millions of people back home. So many people in St. Louis. Everyone in St. Louis. We could feel the support, whether they're hockey fans or not. Everyone's watching. Everyone better be partying right now. Everyone better be wearing the red, white, and blue for as long as they can. It should be like a month mandate, wear the red, white, and blue.
I just cannot get over how much I love these guys.
I know.
I love
they're
them.
so precious.
Mm-hmm.
They're so precious. And they extended a personal invitation to Kash Patel to join them in their celebration festivities in the locker room. And Kash showed up and partied hard. Here is a little clip of that.
I love it.
I know, right?
So great.
They're all singing Toby Keith. It's awesome.
I know, right?
I do not love that.
And
right?
liberals are melting down. Liberals
not just liberals. There's a bunch of followers of ours who were commenting, this just isn't a good look.
Are you serious?
And I'm like, it's the most America look ever. I don't know how you can be mad at this.
What's not a good look?
They think it's inappropriate for him to be drinking and cursing.
God.
And I'm like, he's literally being part of the team. They invited him into their circle and he's partying with them, as them. It was beautiful.
Listen, no disrespect, but shut up. Honestly, if they invited me in there, I'd be doing that.
Oh my God. I would be guzzling whatever they handed to me to drink. I would be like throwing, and I don't even drink beer.
I don't either.
And I would be chugging a beer. I just don't
drink a lot.
Welcomed into that environment. Of course. And so he responded to all of the hullabaloo and said, for the very concerned media, yes, I love America, and was extremely humbled when my friends, the newly minted gold medal winners on Team USA, invited me into the locker room to celebrate this historic moment with the boys, greatest country on earth and greatest sport on earth.
The very concerned media, get over yourself.
Right? It's just so ridiculous.
Yes, it is ridiculous.
And then the best part was that while he was in there celebrating, he got the president on the phone. And so now I'm hoping that we'll see this entire team at the State of the Union tomorrow night. Here is Trump making that invitation.
You know, I tell you what, I just told my people 2 minutes ago, I didn't know they'd be calling. I said, we're giving the State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. I could send a military plane or something. But if you would like to, it's the coolest night. It's the biggest.
We're in.
Speech.
Can you pick us up in Miami on Tuesday morning?
Yeah, Tuesday morning. Close the northern border.
We'll get Cash and we'll get the military to get you guys over.
Okay, I'm gonna let's go.
Boys are going to the State of the Union.
The nice thing about being president is I can tell you, you don't have to worry about the weather or landing. If you could work that out, I would be honored to have you. I'll introduce you to the whole.
I got it, boss. I got it.
I love it. I just love it so much. They're like, can you pick us up in Miami? I feel like he could probably do that.
It's just the greatest. I mean, it's just like so America.
And did you hear the boys? They were like, we're there. We're there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're absolutely. And then the White House, I freaking love this. They retweeted an old post of Justin Trudeau who said, you can't take our country and you can't take our game. This was last February. And the White House just showed this picture in response of the eagle taking down their dumbass goose.
Their dumbass goose. Yeah. I think we got that.
Oh my God. I just love
the
that.
digital team is the greatest.
Really. They really, really are.
The absolute greatest.
And then leave it to the HuffPo to come up with this asinine headline. In the midst of all of this celebration, they decide to say, if waving the American flag or chanting USA turns you off right now, you're not alone.
Jimmy's famous seafood is the greatest.
Jimmy's famous seafood has been the most based account on X for years and years. And they just were like, go fuck yourself.
I know, right? It's so true. Come on, HuffPost.
Right? Just shut up already.
Shut up. I swear. Just take all the seats, liberals.
Right?
If you don't like it, go move. Go live in Pakistan.
Yeah, report back.
Yeah.
And then to take it a step further, Jimmy's offered this to the team, saying, for bringing home the gold and delivering an overwhelming sense of pride throughout America, we hereby grant free crab cakes for life to all members of the USA men's and women's Olympic ice hockey teams. This applies to both dine-in and shipping for all time. Right. God bless America, Johnny Hockey forever.
Right, because we can't forget the women's too.
No, I mean, this is amazing, right? This has never happened that both teams would win in the same year.
That's right. Exactly.
Just completely awesome.
Yeah.
Completely awesome, you guys.
Sure is.
All right. We got to talk about Tucker. And man, it was like such a high to be talking about the hockey team. And now we got to talk about like Tucker. Ugh. All right. So on our day off on Friday, the interview with Tucker and Mike Huckabee came out. And if you are a Tucker fan, you thought Tucker completely smoked Mike Huckabee. If you recognize that Tucker is an idiot, you recognize that Mike Huckabee was the total gentleman of that lineup.
Right.
And that Tucker lied multiple times. And we can get into the nits and gnats of that, and we will. But first, we talked on Thursday about the fact that he made it sound like he was detained and that his team was detained and all of these, like there were these procedures that were out of the norm, et cetera, et cetera. He maintained that on his interview and his monologue. He said it was all super weird and that the questions that were asked of his production team were inappropriate and that basically they were all fearing for their lives and it was ridiculous. And just to play into that, Anna Kasparian made it sound like Tucker was risking his life to even go there.
Carlson, in my opinion, risked his life to go to Israel. And why do I say risked his life? Because Israel assassinates people all the time. God. Okay. And not just in their own country. I'm talking about assassinating people outside of Israel. Okay, so it is risky as hell to be a vociferous critic of Israel, as Tucker Carlson is, and decide, no, you know what? That conversation with Huckabee is really important. So I'm going to go ahead and take that risk.
Yeah.
He risked his life, you guys.
You know, it's risky is being a Christian, like in a place like Africa, you know, where like 4,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria alone last year. And none of these yahoos talk about it. No one talks about it because, you know, Islam. It's like, we can't talk about, this is the thing. He never talks about that kind of stuff. It's weird.
No. And he can never keep his own lies straight. So for example, about risking his life to be over there, he in basically the same breath talks about how he mocks people who call him a coward for, you know, taking all these precautions, wanting the Israeli military to have his plane number, like all these precautions that he's taking. And then he mocks the people who call him a coward, saying, I'm not scared. And I'm like, well, which one is it? Are you like terrified to go and you're taking all these precautions?
Or are you not?
Right. But Tucker can never keep his own stories straight, as you can see right here.
That we demanded to do it at the airport because we were afraid to go into Israel. We're cowards. Okay, we're cowards. Right. Want to send you the flight information, tail number, flight number, route, and I want you to pass that on to the Israeli military just so, you know, they don't mistake us for an Iranian drone or something. I mean, not to be paranoid, but again, this is probably the most violent country in the world, Israel.
Oh my God.
Is there a country in the world where a higher percentage of the population has held a gun or shot someone? I mean, I don't know the answer, but this is a country famously waging a 7-front war with all of its neighbors. You know, so this is also the country that bombed the USS Liberty, knowing, we know this from NSA intercepts, that it was an American ship. So don't, you know, just send the military our flight information, and you know, we can all just sort of know it's on the record, and we can all calm down a little bit. If we were afraid to go into Israel, we're cowards. Okay, we're cowards. Right.
I'm sorry about the music. I tried so hard to erase it, but like whoever created that video put
Macho Man behind it.
And I could not get rid of it. I tried and tried. You guys,
so bad. Okay. All right.
So for him to suggest that Israel is the most violent country and that they are waging war, a 7-front war, he said, as if they're not constantly being bombarded by rockets and being threatened, their entire existence is constantly under threat. And that is how Tucker describes it.
And during that interview with Huckabee, he completely discounted October 7th. He just discounted. They all discount it. Yeah. It's like all the thousands of people that were killed that day, they just forget about it. Like it was no big deal.
And taken hostage. Yeah.
Right.
Like, what are you supposed to do? You're just supposed to let them stay there?
Right. And then the discourse between the two, when he was talking about, you know, when Huckabee was saying, okay, well, what would you do if your children were being held in Gaza? Well, I mean, I wouldn't shoot children to get them.
Even if a 12-year-old is literally pointing a gun at your child's head, you're just going to be like, well, I mean, it's a child. What are you going to do?
I would kill everybody to get my kid back. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, and we were talking about this in pre-show. If a 15, 16-year-old kid came into my house and held us all at gunpoint, that kid's going to die.
Right.
It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're like a little terrorist, if you're pointing a gun at my kid, I'm going to choose my kid. There's just no choice there. And he had a problem with that. He had a problem. He was like, I'm not going to kill kids. Okay. Well, then I feel sorry for your kids.
Yeah. That you wouldn't protect them from a psycho terrorist kid.
Right.
Because unfortunately, that's what they're breeding over there in Gaza.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that truth hurts, but that's the truth.
It is the truth.
And it's also the truth that your data can be compromised online, which is why you need a data protection service, you guys, and an internet protection service. You know that there's still crazy hackers and virus creators and all the things. This is why you need to trust the people that really know how to take care of you.
Right. And if you feel like your computer's getting slower, you know who you are. there's a good chance that it's maybe not your computer. It may be your old, heavy antivirus dragging everything down. Mock and I are at our computers like 10, 12 hours a day. So we both need protection that's fast, and our computers need to run smoothly and quickly, and WebRoot helps with that. It is cloud-based. Nobody understands the cloud, but it's cloud-based, and it's antivirus. It's engineered to stay out of your way, and then it takes up far less space than all the bulky competitors. It scans really fast, and so you get powerful protection without all the holdup. I ain't got time for lag. Neither one of us does. So it's intelligent. It lives in the cloud. And then it keeps everything like going fast and smooth and fights off all the malware. It's like malware super ninja is what it is. So it's nice, and it runs in the background. It's really great. So make the switch, feel the difference of truly fast, modern antivirus protection. This is what all the professionals use, you guys. For a limited time, you can save 60% when you go to webroot.com/chicks. That's 60% off. Webroot.com/chicks, code chicks. Is it chicks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just chicks. That's all it is. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Do it. All right. Ben Shapiro, always with the kind of zingers, the way that he described Tucker's visit or with Mike Huckabee. It's just pure Ben.
But Tucker is the Greta Thunberg of Israel, floating his flotilla of stupidity over toward Israel to try and claim that you think the Israeli government is going to detain Tucker Carlson? You think they're that stupid? Even if you think they're nefarious, which they are not, you think that they are.
He's right.
Attribute to them some modicum of intelligence at the very least. You think they would do that? It's just ridiculous.
It is.
Of course it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. He's just,
oh my God,
being such a drama queen. The
Always.
most dangerous country. Okay.
And then he does this whole, like, he attempts to be self-deprecating as a way to excuse what an utter asshole he is.
And an anti-Semite.
Yeah. And it
Right.
no longer works. Like everybody should be able to see through as, oh, I'm such a jerk. I know I'm a jerk. So that because I'm saying that, I'm I'm giving myself permission to continue to be a jerk. That's all he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the more interesting moments that happened during that interview is that he accused the president of Israel of being on Jeffrey Epstein's island. And it was not just I'm not making a suggestion. It was a outright, I feel good about this. I feel like this is solid information and I'm just going to say it. That's how he said it. And if you go and watch his podcast today, it's gone. He has deleted this moment from his podcast, but here is how it originally aired.
Why are millions of Epstein files still classified? Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I haven't kept up with that. I've never met the man. I don't know him.
You haven't kept up with the Epstein disclosure?
I mean, only from a distance. I'm 6,000 miles away from D.C. these days, and I'm pretty sure that there's so much going on.
The current president of Israel, President who I know you know, President Herzog,
know him very well,
apparently was at Pedo Island. That's what it says in the disclosures. And of course, we know that the former prime minister, Ehud Barak, was living on and off at Epstein's house. So still living high-level Israeli officials are directly implicated in Epstein's life, if not his crime. So I would think that you'd be following this.
Only I was not aware that there was any connection with President Herzog.
Yes, in the Epstein files, and I don't know that I've heard the current president of Israel respond to it, but he is listed as a visitor to Pedo Island. So that's kind of a big deal. I wonder, considering there are so many suggestions in the files, as I'm sure you know, of sexual abuse, and given that Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender, I wonder why the administration you work for would be holding millions of files, which I believe belong to the public, hidden for, quote, national security reasons. What would those national security reasons be, do you think?
Honestly, I think you've probably got more access to the White House sometimes than I do. You should ask them.
He's just, man,
I love
Tucker.
his face right there. So
Yes,
perfect.
I just, I wonder like how his house is coming along in Qatar. And
yeah,
then,
I don't know if he's bought the property or not.
Yeah. And then I also wonder when he does get that house built, that beautiful house in Qatar built, like if his wife and his daughters will have to cover their faces when they go there, or like how that's going to work for for the women in his life. I'm just curious. Just love to have somebody answer that question.
It would be an interesting
Yeah.
question.
Mhm.
And Tucker lately has been all about the Epstein files, very, very, very concerned about young women being taken advantage of by the likes of Jeffrey Epstein, which is so weird, really, because back in 2009, in previous interviews, Tucker seems to be fine with teenage girls being with older men.
Yeah.
Warren Jeff didn't marry underage girls.
No, he's in prison for facilitation of child rape.
Whatever the hell that means.
That means
he's in prison. He's in prison because he's weird and unpopular, and he has a different lifestyle that other people find creepy.
No, he's an accessory to the rape of children. That is a felony, and a serious one at that.
What do you mean an accessory? He's like got some weird religious cult where he thinks it's okay to, marry underage girls. The rapist in this case has made a lifelong commitment to live and take care of the person. So it is a little different. I mean, let's be honest about it. I should make the laws around here, and Michael Vick would have been executed, and Warren Jeffs would be,
the governor of.
He is accused of facilitating a marriage between a 16-year-old girl and a 27-year-old man. That's the accusation. That's what they're calling felony rape.
But in our state,
that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Now, this guy may be a total maybe a child rapist. I'm just telling you that arranging a marriage between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old is not the same as pulling a stranger off the street and raping her. That's bullshit.
Oh, so that explains him being okay with, Islamists thinking that it's okay for a grown man to be with a young child, a girl.
He's got to pick a lane, because if he's very upset about pedo island and young women being abused by older men, he's talking out of every possible side of his face.
Listen, he's talked out of every side of his face over the past 20 years. You can find bits and pieces here and there where he used to be against Hamas, and now he's like, Hamas is they're just cool people. You know what I mean? They're just
the government.
Fine.
Isn't it just like
it's
a foreign government?
It's just like a political organization. I don't see what the big deal is. But back in the day, it was like, oh my God, they're a total threat. I mean, you can find him contradicting himself all over the place. So.
Which is why I was telling you in pre-show, I saw Mike Huckabee talking with Batya Ungar-Sargon about this interview that he had with Tucker, saying, I've known him for 30 years and I do not recognize today's Tucker. It's a completely different person than the person I knew for 30 years. So, I mean, it's Tucker who's we haven't changed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mike Huckabee hasn't changed. It's Tucker. It's Tucker who's changed.
Right.
And by the way, speaking of that accusation he made about the president, he clearly heard from the Israeli president that was not okay for him to make that accusation. And he was forced to say this.
And so I asked Huckabee, were you aware that this email suggests that the current president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, went to Epstein's island? And Huckabee said, no, he wasn't. And I asked him about it again. So at the time I said that, there had been news items about this. In fact, there was a protest against Herzog on the basis of this email when he went to Australia recently, and he hadn't responded to any of that. Well, now we've received a long letter from President Herzog's office denying that he went to Epstein's island. In fact, denying unequivocally that he had any contact with Epstein ever. They didn't know each other. They never emailed with each other, never been in the same room. They had no relationship of any kind. I've gotten a lot of letters like this over the years from people alleging, oh, you got it wrong, but rarely do you get a denial this unequivocal. And so for that reason, we are taking it seriously. There's nothing worse than impugning the reputation of an innocent man. And so I just want to say clearly, I'm sorry to imply that I knew something I didn't know. Of course, I don't know that Isaac Herzog was on the island. I was referring to that email and the protest against him, but I don't know that. And I didn't mean to suggest that I do know that. And I also wanted to air his side of this. Again, President Herzog says he's never had any contact with Epstein ever. And so I just want to say that in the interest of honesty and transparency. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. In the interest of honesty, okay.
So he did delete because when my husband and I went to go watch the interview in its entirety last night, which I did not like having to do, I got to tell you, I do not watch Tucker's show, but I thought, I want to see Mike Huckabee. I want to see this entire thing for myself. And the original clip that you just saw here was what it was, right? And now it's gone. They've taken any reference to Herzog completely out of the conversation. It's a beautiful edit, I must say, because if I hadn't seen the original, I wouldn't have known it was ever there to begin with. And it's possible, to be fair, that was part of the deal, that Herzog said, you need to delete that from your podcast.
Right.
But I don't know if he just deleted it because he didn't want to be held accountable any further, or if he was asked to delete it.
Yeah, but clips live forever. I mean, you can find that clip is going to be in social media in perpetuity. Like people are going to find it and they're going to run with it.
Be on the show forever.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. We have it. So it's not like it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't just disappear. That stuff lives forever. And Tucker knows that it does. He works in this sphere. He gets it. He knows how the world works.
Yeah.
He knows how this business works. And if you say it, it'll get out there. And like we always say, it's like putting toothpaste back in the tube. It doesn't work that way. So the lie's out there. The internet is forever, right?
That's right. Eitan, what's his last name? Is Fischberger, I think. Yeah. He tweeted about this entire hullabaloo. If you want to read this out loud, it's a good one.
Tucker is a stone cold liar. He didn't suggest or imply that Israeli President Isaac Herzog was invited to Epstein Island. He stated unequivocally that Herzog was there. Here is a video of his direct quotes, such as, the current president of Israel, current president, who I know you know, President Herzog very well, apparently was at Pedo Island. That's what it says in the disclosures. Later, Carlson asked Mike Huckabee whether he was surprised to hear that the current president of Israel, whom you know, is listed as a visitor to Pedo Island. This is completely fabricated. The disclosures do not mention this at all. Yet that hasn't stopped hundreds of thousands of social media users from posting the 2014 email Tucker references as proof that President Herzog was at Epstein Island. Exactly. No half-assed apology should let Tucker off the hook for what appears to be outright defamation, which is why I don't understand why these people just don't start suing. Like, that's what I was thinking. The whole time I was watching that, I'm like, then start suing these people for defamation. Do it.
Yeah. I mean, this is a clear-cut case. You know,
like sue the Tuckers, sue the Candaces, start suing these people.
Yeah. Well, and you know, he just lies so easily, so shamelessly. Like he has said multiple times without evidence, because there is none, that Bibi Netanyahu has called him a Nazi. This has never happened. I defy anybody to go find me a quote from Bibi Netanyahu. In fact, it's the other way around. I mean, Tucker is constantly denigrating Bibi Netanyahu. Now, granted, Netanyahu is critical of Tucker, as he should be, but at no time has he ever called him a Nazi. And this is what Tucker constantly accuses him of. And it's a lie. It's just a bold-faced lie, period. It just makes me so mad. One of the more egregious moments in this interview was when Tucker was suggesting, because there was this whole theological discussion about, you know, biblically, do the Jews have a right to this specific land? They got into like a bunch of theological discussions about it. To me, I don't resonate with the theology about any of it. And you may, and it's perfectly fine if you do. But to me, supporting Israel is basically like supporting any other country. If you are a nation and you are internationally recognized as a nation, a sovereign nation, then you should get to live in peace in that nation. That's it.
I totally agree.
It's not harder than that.
Exactly.
That's all Zionism means to me.
And I read the Bible, and I agree with you, Mock. It's like, I think it's just absurd. Like, these people are trying to argue the Old Testament or the New Testament, and they're trying. I agree with you. Totally.
It's the whole prophecy part of the story. If you want to believe that, that's fine. But it doesn't change the fact that just on a basic, like regular level, Israel should just get to live in peace. That's not hard.
I just resonate with 2026. Like, these people are Jewish and they should be able to just live their lives. Like, what the hell? Without
constantly being, having bombs and rockets dropped on them. It's not, this shouldn't be hard. But anyway, they did have the theological discussion. And I think Tucker he was looking for a gotcha moment with Mike Huckabee on this, trying to get him to answer specifically who exactly has the right to the land biblically, who are the chosen people, et cetera, et cetera. And he even suggested, this was incredible, that people should be DNA tested to see if they are descendants of Abraham.
See, they're actually Jewish. Yeah.
Freaking bonkers that he's now calling for DNA tests.
Right.
But don't take it from me. Here is the clip.
Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are?
It started with Abraham.
So it's Abram. It's pre-Abraham. It's Abram.
That's a Muslim.
Receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land.
Israel is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose.
Who are the people? Who are the modern? Yes. Who are the descendants? So we know that God promised this land to Abram's, actually not to Abram's descendants, as it says in Genesis 15. Who are his descendants now, and how do we know who they are?
It's insane.
It is, isn't it? It's totally insane.
I mean, this is just bizarre.
This is what he's
weird.
Yeah, he's wanting freaking genetic testing. Oh my God. I at this point, you cannot tell me this guy is not anti-Semitic. Like,
I know.
Oh my God.
It's undeniable.
It is.
And it's also undeniable that you can get the most delicious meals from Marley Spoon, you guys. Today for lunch, I'm so excited already. Like, I'm pretty hungry for, well, I'm having one of their ready to go microwavable meals. That's the beef and broccoli. Because I've been like craving Chinese food.
That sounds really good. And the fact that they have that, see, they have the microwavable stuff. They have the trays that are ready to go. They have like gourmet stuff that I never do, but Mock and her husband do it all the time because they're big foodies and they do that. She is more of a foodie than I am. Like, she and Mr. Mock, they're at a stage in life where they actually like slow down and they cook stuff. They do that. And we don't do that. We stand over our sink a lot. We are like always on the go, but it fits for both of us. Marley Spoon does. You can pick low carb, you can pick low calorie, Mediterranean, pescatarian, obviously Chinese, vegetarian, whatever works for your diet. They have the market. You can stock up on snacks. You can get beverages, between meal stuff. You can personalize every order. The subscription model is super flexible. It's really great for everybody. I mean, I even get stuff that I can eat in the car because I'm in my car like 14 hours a day. So fast track your way to eating well with Marley Spoon. You can head to marleyspoon.com/offer/chicks for 25 free meals. That's 25, you guys. That's a lot. Visit marleyspoon.com/offer/chicks. Do it.
Do it. Okay, so there was also this weird moment where Tucker tried to make the case that there are more there's more Christians in Qatar than there are in Israel. And that may be true from a percentage or number standpoint, but Mike Huckabee pushed back on that rightly to explain that none of the Christians who are in Qatar are actual Qataris. They're like just temporary workers that get treated like absolute garbage. So it's kind of a dumbass point to even try to make, but here's Tucker trying to make it and then getting caught not knowing the numbers.
Oh, that's weird.
Super weird.
And there is a big lie that goes out there, but no, let me finish this because I keep hearing that Christians are really not treated well in Israel. That's a lie.
Well, there are lots There are lots of different.
There were 34,000 Christians in Israel in 1948. There are 184,000 Christians here today.
And by Israel, what are you counting?
You talking about the land?
What territory are you counting? You're counting about Israel proper? Or are you counting
about
the West
proper. Bank
as well and Gaza? I mean, what do you, when you say Israel, those numbers apply to what landmass?
It would be in Israel proper.
Okay.
There are 184,000. Now, I'll tell you where Christians are not doing very well. They're not doing very well in the Muslim-controlled countries. There's almost no Christians in Qatar, for example, except those who live in the Christian ghetto, who are the service workers.
I'm sorry. Look, I don't want to argue with you. There are many more Christians in Qatar than there are in Israel.
That's not true.
It actually is true. And I refer you to Wikipedia, Mr. Ambassador.
Wikipedia.
I refer you to the government of Qatar, the government of Israel. These are knowable facts. Like, I'm in Jordan, by the way.
The numbers are down. In Syria, the numbers are down. In Lebanon, the numbers are down.
There
just
are
telling you that
about twice as many Christians.
But they live in the enclave. They are not native Qataris.
Okay, we're mixing so many different categories here. I'm just saying I get things wrong all the time. You've just gotten something wrong, and I think it's important to acknowledge it. There are many more Christians in Qatar than there are in Israel. Fact.
How many?
Now you caught me. I don't know. I can look at my phone, but I was just there, and there are many more. Like, whatever. But I just want to get to the point.
Oh, do you? Do you want to get to the point? Yeah, and then
weird, right? Considering like how different it was, how much more he cared about numbers when he blasted Ted Cruz for not knowing the exact population of Iran. Do you guys remember that? Like seeing it side by side, it's kind of a trip.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population
at all.
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay.
How many?
Now you caught me. I don't know. I can look at my phone, but I was just there and there are many more, like whatever.
Yeah. You think that he would know this? You think he would? So like they say that most Christians in Qatar are expatriates. They're migrant workers from like the Philippines, India, and Sri Lanka. And then they're persecuted. They're totally persecuted there. They don't like it. And then if you're Islamic and you quit being Islamic, they say that like there are severe sanctions under Islamic law, like including the death penalty in theory. They say, though, it's not applied. I don't know about that. But if you convert from Islam, you can lose your children. You can be abused. Like you can die. This is the stuff that Tucker doesn't want to talk about. He doesn't want to talk about that. He just wants to talk about how Christians are, roughed up, I guess, in Israel. I don't know what they're persecuted.
And it's not even about the numbers. It's about the growth in terms of Christians who are either native to Israel or who move there and live there freely versus however many Christians are brought there and essentially are acting as expat slaves. Very, very different circumstances. And that was the point that Mike Huckabee was trying to make and that Tucker was clearly missing because he was obsessing about the numbers. The numbers don't really matter as much as how Christians are treated. You know what I mean? It was just such an idiot thing.
Right. Like I would much rather walk into Israel as a Christian. I'd feel 100%. Much more comfortable walking into Israel than I would Qatar.
Right. Exactly.
Especially as a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Even more important.
Yeah.
And to the point about Tucker just constantly talking out of both sides of his face, he does it in just one interview, as you can see, because he can't decide, does Israel have plenty of its own resources or does Israel not have any resources? Tucker actually somehow simultaneously believes both.
Let me get to the nub of the question, since again, a lot is at stake, a lot of money is at stake. Land is very valuable. Israel has a lot of resources. We have a huge country. This is a country the size of New Jersey with no resources. Israel has a lot of resources, no resources.
Oh my God. Pick a lane, dude.
Right?
And I just got through saying that he knows how the internet works. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's forgetting. Maybe like the Qatari money is going to his head and it's like decaying it somehow. I don't know. 7,000.
Well, and it's just so interesting the difference in style that Tucker has with people he interviews, right? If you're coming onto his show to tell horror stories about Israel, he's rapt and he's nodding along and saying, yes, I agree, etc.
Totally.
And then with somebody like Mike Huckabee, it's completely contentious. And he still doesn't understand why people find him to be anti-Semitic. It's so obvious. And in fact, there were stats put together by Claude AI that showed the tale of two styles. So for example, when Tucker interviewed Fairs Abraham, he gave a lot more time. The replies that Tucker gave were much more affirmative. Yes, of course, that's right. Amen. I totally agree. Versus how he was with Mike Huckabee saying, no, I'm asking you, well, but no, what's happening is you just said that. I mean, it's so obvious, especially when AI can pull the data and then show how often is Tucker cutting in, and it's so different, his interview style, and so obvious what he's doing.
Yeah. He's just different, period. He's just different than he was. I remember really, really liking him 10, 15 years ago. And he's just a completely different human being at this point.
He apparently has been reaching out to various people that he believes have connections to Netanyahu or who he has known personally and had relationships with before that are Jews, hoping to gain an understanding about why people think he's anti-Semitic, because it genuinely puzzles Tucker. Like he doesn't understand it. And one of those people that he even mentioned in his interview with Mike Huckabee in the monologue part was a fellow by the name of Yoram Hazony, who he apparently reached out to say, can you help me understand why people think I'm anti-Semitic?
Do you really think he believes that though? Do you really think he doesn't understand?
Yeah, I think he genuinely can't figure it out. He thinks he's being so balanced and cannot see how crazy he's become.
That is remarkable.
So, apparently, when he was visiting with Trump in the White House recently, Trump said, dude, cool it. And ever since then, he's been seeking out these sources to help him understand why people would think such a terrible thing about him. And again, one of these people was Yoram Hazony, who wrote, after Tucker basically called him out in that interview, he wrote down, here's what actually happened on that phone call. So I want you to read this to people because it was very, very interesting. I did cut a couple paragraphs, but this is the main gist.
My contacts with Tucker Carlson about anti-Semitism on his show. A few weeks ago, a mutual friend asked me if I'd be willing to speak to Tucker off the record. I agreed, and Tucker called me 3 weeks ago to talk. I continued texting with him for 8 days after that. But this past Friday, Tucker released a video in which he reported to the public on his off-the-record conversations with me, inaccurately, of course. So here's some additional information on my short-lived discussions with Tucker Carlson about anti-Semitism on his show. Tucker called me on a Sunday, February 1st. We talked for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Here's what I noted down on my desk calendar right after the call. 8 a.m. Tucker Carlson, 83-minute call, wanting to know how to end the charges of anti-Semitism against him. Trump told him to end it on January 11th. As you can see, Tucker explained that he was calling because he had come under pressure from President Trump at his famous meeting at the White House on January the 11th. He told me the administration wants him to find a way to stop his high-profile fights with Jews and Zionist Christians. Tucker told me he wanted my advice on practical steps he could take to change the impression that he is an anti-Semite.
There's more.
Tucker wanted me to explain to him why anyone would think he was an anti-Semite. I answered the question for more than an hour, giving him a series of examples of statements he and his guests had made on his show that seemed completely unhinged and motivated by a desire to slander Jews, Judaism, Israel, and Zionist Christians in order to do as much harm as possible. He kept expressing amazement that anyone would think he was an anti-Semite, and I kept giving him more examples of why I thought any fair observer would reach that conclusion if they were familiar with the relevant conversations he had hosted on his program. The conversation ended with my agreeing to continue the discussion. I didn't feel he was open to dialing down the hostility toward Jews, Judaism, Israel, and Zionist Christians constantly being expressed on the program. But I also didn't want to close the door to the possibility that the pushback from the administration would eventually get him to make a change. Anyone who has been following Tucker's program in the weeks since January 11th knows that so far there hasn't been any such change.
And then wait till you see what he asked of him. Oh, wait, did I not? I didn't include that part. So just to really quickly, before you read the last part, Tucker asked him if he could speak at some like Jewish convention that this guy's hosting. And the guy was like, no, that like no one would come.
Oh my God. Why?
Are you crazy?
He is that unself-aware?
Yes, completely unself-aware.
Oh my God. In Tucker's case, the private person turns out to be exactly who we've been seeing in public. As of now, I'm not seeing any sign that he's willing to play ball with the mainstream nationalist camp in the Republican Party, much less he has any regrets about who and what he has become since leaving Fox News in 2023. Whatever his motives for turning his podcast into what seems to be a circus of anti-Jewish messaging, right now that project is clearly more important to him than helping the administration keep its coalition together so it can govern effectively and win elections in 2026 and 2028. I don't know why Trump keeps inviting him to shit. Because
well, that's a great point.
I don't know why he does, because he is anti-Semitic. And you know what? He doesn't like this administration. He talks trash about it. He does. And
this
the way
is
that
going to be such a thorn in JD Vance's side.
And even with Mike Huckabee, there's like this tone of contention about this administration. Even when he says this administration, he says it in a way that's just so negative. It's like, what's your freaking problem, dude?
Yeah.
Like you campaigned for this guy basically. And now you're irritated by him. And so GTFO, like don't invite him to shit, Trump. Stop it. Stop inviting and entertaining all of these jerks. You don't need them. Kick him
Right.
out.
And if anything, like, so I don't understand the point of Trump saying, Tucker, stop it.
Right.
Just let him keep saying all the ridiculous things, but disavow him.
Right.
Just say, I don't know what's gotten into Tucker lately. I'm cutting off ties because he's
Cut
turned
off
completely
ties.
psycho.
Cut off
He doesn't need
ties.
to tell him to stop. Just disassociate. You know what I mean?
Disassociate and then invite people like us.
Right. I thought Eli David had the perfect advice. If Tucker genuinely wants to understand how people could see him as an anti-Semite, like how in the world is this happening? He had the best advice ever. Read it.
Hi, Tucker Carlson. Over the past few weeks, you've reached out to several friends of mine asking how to stop the allegations that you are anti-Semitic. Here's my simple, free advice on how to achieve that goal. Stop being anti-Semitic.
It's so easy.
It is. It's so easy. It's so remarkable to me that he cannot see what he's become.
I know.
Maybe, my advice to him would be watch old videos of yourself.
Yes.
And watch videos of yourself now.
You've grown backwards. Like you have regressed into an idiot.
Yeah. You're a completely different person. That's all you got to do. Because we can watch old videos of ourselves. We're younger and firmer, but our stance is completely the same. Nothing has changed. We're conservatives. We're America first. And you know what? We support Israel. We're not anti-Semitic scumbags. Nothing has changed. But so many of these people have.
Mm-hmm.
And he's lost the bow tie. Literally, he's changed.
He was better with it. Like that bow tie gave him some mojo that he does not have anymore.
You're absolutely correct. Absolutely.
All right. We got to get to other things and other stuff because there's plenty of other headlines to get to. I don't know if you guys saw, but like Mexico is freaking insane right now. If you know somebody who's vacationing there, which I don't even know why people do that anymore, but they may be stuck for a while. There's basically shelter in place orders because there was a assassination of one of the cartel heads, and now that cartel is like seeking revenge and like setting all kinds of buses and cars on fire.
Oh my God.
They like caused like an absolute rampage through the airport, sending people running. Hotels are being told to like shelter in place. It's crazy right now. Travel.gov or travel.gov is saying, obviously don't go. If you had plans to go, you can't. If you
had plans to go, why?
Like, just don't go anywhere else.
Go to Florida. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
They have great beaches. Why would you go to Mexico? Just stop. Stop it.
And then also tomorrow night is the State of the Union. So Wednesday morning, I will be a complete wreck. Just FYI. I go to bed at like 7:30, 7:45. Right. And so, he's not even going to make it to the podium until probably 9:30.
Yeah. You're not going to watch it that night. You're going to watch all the clips the next morning, right?
No, I have to
really
watch it because I would never know how to sort through the clips unless I watch it.
That's historically, that's what we've done. We've stayed up and we've watched it, but like, you're not going to watch the rebuttal. There's no way.
No, I will not. Who's even doing it? Do we know?
Spamberger chick.
Are you serious?
She's doing the rebuttal. Yeah, she's doing the rebuttal. Of course she is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And there's so many people that are like, I'm not gonna go. I'm Adam Schiff and I'm not going. Nobody cares.
What somebody did? Somebody made like, you're like, it's like you read my mind. It's like you just know the order of things even without me having to tell you the order, because
what we do.
Somebody made this clip of Adam Schiff announcing that he is not going to attend. And it is absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about the assassination attempt.
Okay.
That's kind of a big deal. So
it?
Before we get to the Adam Schiff thing, if you didn't hear, somebody tried to, President Trump wasn't at Mar-a-Lago, but somebody broke through the barriers at Mar-a-Lago attempting to assassinate President Trump. This would be the third attempt?
Third attempt on his life. Third attempt.
God. Mm-hmm. This guy had like a gas canister and a shotgun. And because he put the shotgun in a position, making it look like he was ready to take aim at Secret Service agents, they shot him. And he was this 21-year-old kid that had been reported missing the night before from North Carolina. And so his name is Austin something. I think I've got Austin Tucker Martin, 21 years old. And apparently he was, there were some social media posts suggesting that he'd gotten himself all bent out of shape about the Epstein files and just felt like he wanted to take Trump out because of it. And now he is dead.
God, these kids are lost.
So lost.
Yeah.
And just so like I feel like they're all living in the midst of a video game. They don't understand what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
It's just, it's sad what's going on.
It is. Well, he's not here anymore. So
nope, he is not. All right. So now to the clip that I promised of Adam Schiff. I know a lot of people call him pencil neck. And so keep that in mind as you watch this clip.
I will not be attending the State of the Union. I've never missed one.
Oh my gosh.
I have always gone both to inaugurations and to States of the Union, but we cannot treat this as normal. This is not business as usual.
I'm so sick of his puffy beta face.
I know, right?
That's what I don't like. I know the pencil neck is like a big thing, but I mean, remember when he accepted a pardon for all the Russia stuff? Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you guys remember that? And remember when he committed, wasn't it mortgage fraud? And he needs to go to jail for that too.
About that. I don't even know where that is or where that stands.
He just needs to go to jail. I'm tired of this puffy beta face, weird pencil neck dude. Tired of it.
Yeah, he needs to be going to jail for all of the Russia nonsense.
Yep.
So I hope that is still underway in the works by Kash Patel.
Yeah.
You may have heard also that on Friday, SCOTUS ruled against Trump on the whole tariff thing, but it sounds like there are some backup plans, and a lot of people have mixed reviews about this decision. Scott Pressler tweeted about it, saying that SCOTUS struck down the reciprocal tariffs. If a nation cannot stop other countries from ripping the U.S. off, then we are not a free nation. This ruling goes across our sovereignty. Coney Barrett, Gorsuch, and Roberts joined the Democrats.
Assholes.
But Guy Benson had a different take on this, if you want to read his assessment.
SCOTUS got it right, in my view. 3 points. Justice Gorsuch's exchange in oral arguments was so key to me. He asked if a future POTUS could use this precedent to unilaterally declare a climate emergency and impose policies he or she wanted as a result. The admin's lawyer said probably yes. No, thank you. SCOTUS isn't so much slapping down Trump as it is once again telling Congress to do its job. If we want to use tariffs this way, separate debate, I'm skeptical. We can pass laws constitutionally. Way too much reliance on the executive and judicial branches to do things they can't do with the authority they actually have. This ruling deals another blow to the left's cynical and dangerous delegitimization campaign against SCOTUS. Sorry, I was Candace for a second. Out. Right. Totally did. I had a stroke. They push destructive schemes like court packing because they are annoyed that they don't get all the outcomes they want from the current court. They lie and pretend this court just prostrates itself in front of Trump and bends to his will. Not so, including on this big one.
That's an interesting take.
I don't know if I agree with them. No. I mean, I don't know. I think it's interesting when these people are like, tariffs don't work, but then we get tariffs against us. And I am tired of getting taken advantage of. But I will say, Trump was like, all right, I'll listen to the court. He listened.
Yeah, of course.
He listened to the court. And it was like, but remember when Biden didn't?
Mm-hmm.
And Democrats were like, now, if a Democrat comes up to you and is like, he's fascist, remind them of that.
Yeah.
Remind them of how unfascist he actually is. Because he's like, all right.
And he was disappointed. He's been talking for months that if this was the ruling, he would be disappointed, but that there would be backup plans. Here is what he said shortly after the ruling.
Therefore, effective immediately, all national security tariffs under Section 232 and existing Section 301 tariffs, they're existing, they're there, remain in place, fully in place, and in full force and effect. Today, I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122 over and above our normal tariffs already being charged. And we're also initiating several Section 301 and other investigations to protect our country from unfair trading practices of other countries and companies.
So he's got all kinds of sections, and I don't understand any of the legalities of all of the different sections that they're using, but there are other sections that they will be using.
They're in the cloud. We don't understand that.
I am not a legal expert.
Geopolitical tariff expert.
But I'll tell you, there are people in the administration who are, and I'm sure that they have been planning for this day forever.
Right.
Stephen Miller talked about what this actually shows. I think he was with Laura Ingraham. Here he is.
Here's the good news. The court also affirmed the president has the authority under Section 301, Section 232, Section 122, Section 338, and many other provisions of federal law that the president can levy tariffs on foreign nations. So his program will not only be fully reconstituted, but it will be expanded. And one more point, Laura. The Supreme Court also affirmed that under IEEPA, the president has authority to restrict, impede, deny, license, or even fully embargo any foreign trade. So the net result of all this is we're going to keep and grow the tariffs to bring back American manufacturing, which keeps prices low by incentivizing products to be made here in America. But it also means that President Trump has even more tools when it comes to dealing with foreign countries that undermine our security.
Yeah, so suck it, SCOTUS.
Yeah, exactly. Suck it, SCOTUS. God.
And the person that knows this better than anybody is, of course, Scott Bessent. And he was already planning. He was in the midst of giving a speech when this ruling came out. And here's what he said about the ruling.
I would also like to take a moment to address today's Supreme Court ruling, and I would note that I did not change a single word in my speech post the ruling. President Trump will always put our national security and Americans first. And as I have said before, the president has multiple tools in his toolbox. Let's be clear about what today's ruling was and what it wasn't. Despite the misplaced gloating from Democrats, ill-informed media outlets, and the very people who gutted our industrial base, the court did not rule against President Trump's tariffs. 6 justices simply ruled that IEEPA authorities cannot be used to raise even $1 of revenue. This administration will invoke alternative legal authorities to replace the IEEPA tariffs. We will be leveraging Section 232 and Section 301 tariff authorities that have been validated through thousands of legal challenges. Treasury's estimates show that the use of Section 122 authority, combined with potentially enhanced Section 232 and Section 301 tariffs, will result in virtually unchanged tariff revenue in 2026. And
okay,
love it.
Mm-hmm. God,
I just love him.
It. I love him.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. Speaking of him, he was also on the Will Cain show and was taught, Will asked him about being like the first gay person, whatever, in the cabinet or in this position. And you don't ever hear anybody really talking about that because our side of the aisle does not give a shit.
We don't
if he's
care
gay or not.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised he asked that question.
Yeah, but he did it he did it in a way to say this exact point. Like everybody always talked about it with like KJP. Oh, she's like the first Black lesbian, this or that.
Right.
No one on our side gives a crap. And that's one of the great things about Trump too, is that he also doesn't give a crap. And that is what their conversation was about. Take a listen.
You are the highest ranking gay public policy office holder, I believe, in the history of America. And I will bet you there are some people watching that don't know that what I just said. Because you're not a member of the Biden administration. That hasn't been the top line of your resume. You're not the first and proclaimed and celebrated because of that fact. That's been a fact in the background, unimportant to the Trump administration. I'm just curious what that says about you and the Trump administration.
Well, it's what it says about President Trump. President Trump created the cabinet not because who you go home to at night, not because of the color of your skin, not because of your religion, not because of some background. Created it based on merit. So, like, I go to the office every day knowing that I was chosen on merit.
Yeah, he was the best person for the job. Go figure. Oh my gosh, what a concept, right?
Right? I love that. Mm-hmm. I just love that.
Yep.
Speaking of Trump and his team, when he was giving remarks, both JD Vance and Marco were in the audience. And so he talked about their different approaches to things. And it was really cute, the way that he talks about both of them and the way that, they appreciate the way that he talks about both of them. It was just this, I love it whenever he addresses them and talks about the good job that they did and gives them a little good-natured ribbing. It's just fun. You can tell that this is a solid team. Here is the clip.
He's been incredible. He's a brilliant guy and a great guy, and he's been my friend. All of our people, we have a fantastic group of people, our cabinet members, everybody, many of them here. But JD's been great. Thank you very much. He gets a little bit tough on occasion. We've got to slow him down just a little bit on occasion. He says his mind. Now, then we have the opposite extreme. We have your friend sitting in the back. Your best friend sitting in the back is Marco. Marco does it with a velvet glove, but it's a kill, right? The result is the same. They do it very differently. And Marco, you really did yourself proud 2 days ago in Munich. In fact, so proud that I almost terminated his employ because they were saying, why can't Trump do this? I do, but I say it differently. But Marco, don't do any better than you did, please. Because if you do, you're out of here. But no, I want my guys to do great. And the acclaim he's gotten and the acclaim JD gets is great. We have smart people.
Yeah, this time around, he has hit it out of the park.
I mean, Pam.
Okay, Pam, with the exception of Pam. All right. We'll give him one loss. But everybody else, let's think about it. It's a fantastic cabinet. It really is. As opposed to what we had before, Jill was running the cabinet meetings.
Oh, that was pathetic.
And Coke Snorton Hunter was there. You guys. It was crazy. Think of what we had before as opposed to now. Yeah. Exponentially different, better.
And I know Hillary likes to brag about their deep bench on the left, but let's just remind everybody that one of their prominent Democrats that could be running for president is AOC. We all saw her absolutely fumble the question and answer period that she was in at the Munich Security Council. Well, now she's so mad that everybody is making fun of her that she's decided to reply to the haters with either her fiance or dog snoring in the background. The only thing that I'll correct about a tweet I saw about this is that they're saying that she's near tears. She's not. She just has lost her voice. She's coping really hard here, and that's what makes me enjoy it that much more. Here's AOC defending her smarts on foreign policy.
I think that I don't understand foreign policy because out of hours of discourse about international affairs, I pause to think about one of the most sensitive geopolitical issues that currently exists on Earth. I'm afraid the issue is not my understanding, but rather the problem is perhaps you've gotten adjusted to a president that never thinks before he speaks.
I can't pay attention to her. Was that a French bulldog? It had to be
I don't
French
know.
Bulldog
I don't
background.
know.
One of those smash face dogs. It has to be. That's just the only explanation. That is so weird.
Or it could be her loser fiance.
It could be. But I mean,
who is white as snow. I should just point that out.
That's him. He needs to get that checked out. He needs to go see a doctor immediately. That's not right.
She's look into some CPAP.
If she is in charge of a dog, that would be like the first thing that she's ever really been responsible for. Let's face it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
She is also making fun of people for not being particularly pleased with how Mayor Mamdani is dealing with the snow in New York City. Of course, there's, it's piled up, and then trash has been a huge, huge problem. But she is wanting to make fun of people who don't understand how snow works.
I've seen one or two questions about people complaining that the snow is still here from the last storm. And what are people going to do about it? And I'm starting to wonder how many of you know how snow works and know about at what temperature snow melts. And at this point, I might be calling Sauron, telling him not to close schools on Monday because we got to be open in the schools. You guys, snow does not melt at 20 degrees. Okay, I need us to get it together. I know it's bad that more's building up, but please know that this is nature.
You can still shovel it though. You can still.
She's going to exactly. And she's going to like lecture people on nature. She had no idea how plants were made. You remember? She's
I remember.
This grow. Come on, lady. Okay.
Nobody is blaming the lack of melting
right
on Zoran. They're blaming the lack of plowing.
So that's true. She could consult Candace on the melting temperature too. They could get together since they're those two together could not even make up a Mensa quotient, like good Lord.
Oh my gosh, they do. Again, speaking of their bench, they also have running in your home state of Texas. They've got Jasmine Crockett on their side. Jasmine is one of those people like Candace who uses race to her advantage at every possible opportunity and then claims in the next breath not to be focused on race. That's exactly what Jasmine's doing in this.
The thing that is not normal is for me to be attacked from the left. That is the new wild card in this scenario. And, I look at this specifically as a civil rights lawyer, and I see when they're sending out ads and they're darkening my skin, and I'm just like, I know what this is, right? And the reality is that, yes, I woke up a black woman. I was born a black woman. I know I'm a black woman for everybody that didn't think I didn't know. Just FYI, just FYI. But I am not running on the fact that I'm a black woman.
Really?
I am running on my credentials.
Oh, okay. What are those exactly?
If no one wants to talk about my credentials or what it is that they are going to do for you, then that should be what's most alarming. This election ain't about me. Election is about us.
Really? Because I haven't heard one credential coming out of your face. Have we heard anything that she's ever done in Texas? What have you accomplished? What have you accomplished here? Zero. She is an actress, just like AOC, an absolute actress. I was talking about her with my kids, my grown kids, the other day when we were at swim meets and whatnot. And I was like, she's not done anything. And she's such a phony grifter. Like, this is a chick who went to private schools. She was raised in affluence, and then she acts all ghetto. And I cannot stand that. And AOC is the same way, raised in affluence. And then she's like, I'm Sandy from the block or whatever. It's like, shut up. They were plucked out and they were put in these positions. They're actresses to play a part and to try to schmooze people and do a grift. I just hate it. They're not genuine. There's nothing authentic about either one of those women. Nothing.
And Jasmine's going to be interesting because she's going to be very choosy about what outlets she agrees to interview with. And it's funny because Stephen A. Smith wants to have her on his show, and she is not interested.
Jasmine Crockett has been invited on this show multitude of times. You sitting down talking to everybody else. How come you ain't sit down and talk to me?
I think we know.
Scared of what I'm going to ask?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know. I have no clue. But if you're going to say something like that about somebody, hell, say it to their face.
Called him a modern day Django.
Really? Interesting.
Yes. So he definitely wants to have her on to discuss.
And we know why she won't go on there. She's going to
can't
call
defend
her
that.
out for being a phony, just like I'm calling her out. Yeah.
And again, speaking of their amazing bench, Gavin Newsom. So Gavin did an interview with Dana Bash, who I have never seen look more delighted. Like, she looked flirty with him. Of
course she did.
Weird. It was weird. So, but she did ask him about, and she called him out on the fact that California's got a terrible record when it comes to affordability and prices. And the spin, you guys, it's just, he is so slick.
California has the highest cost of living in the nation. The state's prices are 11% higher than the national average. We were actually out to dinner here in Nashville last night. We met a couple from California. They moved out of California because they couldn't afford the rent or even to buy a home and also start a family.
We've had hundreds of thousands of people move in California the last 2-3 years. We've seen population growth. As you know, we moved from 6th to the 4th largest economy in the world, and we dominate now in every key industry, from AI, quantum, robotics. We dominate in ag. We dominate forestry.
But people are struggling to afford things like your mom was.
Oh. I I find your hair to be so attractive, Gavin.
Oh my God. They talked about his hair gel.
Of course
Like
they
that's how
did.
ridiculous this interview was. And this
Yeah.
is where she looks extra, extra giddy, you guys.
We even talk about your hair.
Yeah.
And about your lifelong struggle with hair gel. And so, but I guess what I'm getting at here is that, you know, you are also a politician thinking about your future. You're trying to redefine and fill out, or maybe even get the narrative set in a different way than it is now.
I wish it was that intentional. I wish it was that Machiavellian of sorts. I wish I was that political about it. But I keep referring to this mask because I think all of us put on. You know, I think there was Oscar Wilde talked about, you know, in life we all sort of, our first thing in life is we all have a pose. And the second thing, no one ever really figures out. I'm trying to figure out the second thing. I sort of had that pose. And now I'm just trying, you know what? Just let it go. I am who I am. Imperfect as I am. Have a swing at it. You don't like it? I get it. And so and I think it's reflected. I think you've seen it in my politics, the way I've addressed Trump and the way, you know, how I'm navigating even going overseas and how I'm talking in the political realm, how we did Prop 50. I'm punching back. I'm just on the other side of it now. I'm just less risk adverse. I've always taken risks. That's what I would define here. But there's a freedom now.
It's free. It defies logic to me that there are women that think that's attractive.
Oh yeah, there are.
They're like
They think he's dreamy.
I want to say things that are so inappropriate about what she was feeling in her pants at that minute. You know? And I find
we all know.
I find him to be so repulsive. Like the whole time I was watching that, my fist was forming. Not that we condone violence on this show.
We would never.
But I find him to be so incredibly repulsive. Is it just me? Am I the only one?
No, he and you see what he's doing, and he's going to start doing this more and more. He wants to be regular Joe Schmo now. He doesn't want to be seen.
I'm
right.
so flawed.
I'm just like you.
Oh
I'm just a regular person, dude.
cannot.
It doesn't fly.
Just shut up. Yeah.
Here's a perfect example too, actually. So he was recently speaking to a Black audience. Okay. And because apparently he is so racist, he wants to dumb himself down for that audience because he believes intrinsically that Black people are inferior, clearly.
Like Biden.
Right, exactly like Biden. So he was talking about the SAVE Act and suggested he has no idea where his own birth certificate is, okay? And that there's just literally just no way to get it in California. I tweeted from the California government website the link of how to get a birth certificate if you are born in California. This is it's his website, right? It's the California government. And he's like, I don't even know how to do it.
So this is madness, voter ID. It's not about voter ID. The SAVE Act's not about that. It's about registration. It's about proving your citizenship with a passport. Not everyone has a passport. If you, I don't know where you know where your birth certificate is?
Yeah.
I lost that at 7. I mean, I don't even know where to begin to get it back.
Oh my God.
I don't know where to be. Go to the government website, you idiot.
Or maybe you should, like, if you don't know where that is, you have no business running a state. Oh my God.
It was incredible. But it got even worse, you guys, because then the racist flag started really flying. Like it was flapping in the wind. It was flying so hard. And he's talking to a Black American audience. And so he said he wants to be just like them. He wants to be relatable. So he says, look, I'm dumb just like you.
I'm not, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940.
I cannot with this.
But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
He can't read. That's great.
So I'm dyslexia.
I'm functionally retarded, just like you, Black man. but I'm
elect
not
me for
racist.
president.
Right? Yeah, I should totally be president. Wow. Remember when Biden was totally racist, just like this, and they elected him?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that black man did not look at him and go, "What the F are you talking about?"
Right? It's incredible.
It is incredible. He was racist directly to his face.
Yep.
And he's also admitting that he got a 960 on his SAT, and we're going to deal with that? Like, we're going to accept that? That guy. Oh my God. What is happening? I cannot.
That's his strategy. And then, of course, Katie Porter, who is running for governor in his state, also has a strategy, and it looks like this.
Simple, powerful message that we can all agree on. Say it with me. Are you ready?
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. Fuck Trump.
Yeah. It's the
Winning
same
strategy.
Woman. That's a winning strategy there, Katie. That's the same woman that her, 11, 12-year-old daughter was like, I want people to get abortions now, mommy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. These are wonderful people, you guys. Just
their bench.
Stellar.
That's their bench.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Moving on, we do need to talk about the fact that Erika's dear friend, Erika Kirk's dear friend, Tracy Martin, who Candace mentioned in her podcast not long ago, and said that Tracy Martin's daughter, who worked for Turning Point, that was Candace alleging that, that Tracy didn't want her daughter to fly to Utah, where the assassination took place. And so Candace's new wild theory is that Tracy Martin knew in advance that Charlie was going to be assassinated, and she felt oogie about it, so didn't want her daughter to go. That was the claim that Candace alleged on her podcast, with absolutely no truth behind it whatsoever. And Tracy Martin appeared on Graham Allen's podcast late last week to debunk a whole bunch of the lies that Candace has told about Erika. And so this is the part you're going to see right now is specifically about that story. The daughter, Tracy thinking about, knowing something was going to happen in advance. Here's the actual truth.
Owens went on this tear where she said, essentially, that you called your daughter, who works for Erika, the day before Charlie's, or very soon before, Charlie was murdered at UVU. That is what she said, and she has used that as a conspiracy that you had prior knowledge, potentially, of Charlie's assassination, that Erika definitely had prior knowledge of Charlie's potential assassination. Or she would say, I didn't exactly say that, but she insinuates.
Right.
And she has affected your family's life. Yes. So let's set the record straight, shall we?
Absolutely.
Your daughter works for Erika's Proclaim clothing line and Bible 365.
Yes.
She's never worked for Turning Point USA.
No.
And this conversation that you had with your daughter on you don't know how you feel about her traveling with Charlie and Erika more happened months in advance, not the day before or days before Charlie was murdered.
No.
That's a mighty big difference than the narrative that Candace Owens has been pushing.
It's a mighty big difference. And actually, I did not know this until I watched Graham Allen's podcast. You should watch the whole thing because they debunk so much nonsense about Charlie and Erika's relationship, whether they fought the night before. All of it is completely debunked. It's all Candace lies, as usual. But Tracy had a phone call with Candace like 2 weeks ago and told her all of the things that she had gotten wrong. And Candace said, I will correct the record. She has not done that. In fact,
she said she'd do it immediately.
She said she would do it instantaneously. And in fact, this past week that she's been off, she's supposedly been putting together this giant expose about Erika. Be very curious to see if she corrects the record. But this is what Tracy said about that phone call.
Just to throw this in there, I asked her that on the phone call. How are you going to right the wrong against my family? And she said, I will instantaneously put a message out. And that didn't happen.
Whoa, okay. All right. So on your phone call with Candace, you debunked certain things.
Many things.
And she said on the call that she would, like in a week, immediately.
Instantaneously was the word.
She said she would instantaneously make a correction. And as of the time of this filming, when did you speak to her?
Last Sunday.
Last Sunday. So as of the time of this filming, she has not kept her word.
No. No, and she did say she was not filming this week, and I'm like, well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to put a message out.
She said she was going to put a post
instantaneously, yes. And the other thing that I addressed to her was about other people that are doing what she's doing, and the gentleman Stu Peters, and he has taken her content and included myself in all of his content as well, and done all these bashing. And I said, your friend Stu is doing the same thing that you are doing, and she said, well, he's not my friend, but I would be happy to reach out to you if he's giving you headaches. That didn't happen.
Out to him. Okay,
to stop, because we realize these are not connecting the way that you want them to connect.
She's got a lot of those grifters in the orbit too. I gotta tell you, I'm really sick of these. I'm sick of people like her and people like Erika not suing her and not just like quit going on podcasts, quit going on. It's nice that she's doing that, but like in addition to doing that, freaking sue her. Like, I'm done. I'm so done with this shit, Mock.
I just feel like there's got to be a strategy behind it.
What is it?
That they're waiting for the trial. That they're waiting for the trial for all the proof to come out that Tyler Robinson was the murderer, and that they can finally because then they have a conviction and they can say everything that you said was a lie because the person who did it has now been convicted.
I hope you're right.
Told you
I really do.
Lie. And so I feel like that's what's going on, is that they're just waiting for the trial.
I really hope you're right, because, and I hope that they just all come after her at once then.
God, I would love that. Oh my God.
Because I just don't understand why all these people are taking all of this abuse and defamation. I don't get it, because I wouldn't.
I know.
I wouldn't do it. I mean, she's going after this woman and her family. Like, the biggest mistake that Charlie ever made was becoming friends with this absolute demon and giving her a job. Biggest mistake. Because she's awful.
We said even in this show today, like how much Tucker has changed, how little we have changed, how we're the same as we've always ever been. And, we've got 17 years of proof of that, essentially. And Tucker is one person that's changed, but the amount that Candace has changed. Oh my God. I saw this clip of her with Charlie talking about her love of country and love of Trump. And she is an unrecognizable person today. She is a demon, especially when you compare it to this.
If Trump wasn't winning. But look, I want to say this. God bless and thank God for Donald Trump for what he's doing.
I love my president so much.
Oh my goodness.
I love him so much. He makes me just want to drape myself in an American flag, run out screaming a national anthem in a MAGA hat. Like, I just am the most patriot, and it feels so good. You know what feels so good about patriotism? It's a family. Your color doesn't matter. Your creed doesn't matter. It's like, we are an American family. You turn
talk
around.
About that, Candace. How does he, this horrible person they say, how does Donald Trump treat Candace Owens when you've met him?
He's just the most lovely, warm human being, and he gets it, and he fights for us every single day. And there's something about being around people and realizing that it doesn't matter how tall, how short, whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're black, whether you're a woman, or whether you're female, you are united by the philosophy of America. And it's beautiful.
Yes, it's that e pluribus unum, out of many one.
Right.
And as Dennis Prager says, the American Trinity is in God we trust, liberty, and e pluribus unum. It's that, and Donald Trump believes in that to his core.
Right.
And he fights and he fights.
And he hasn't changed.
Once a grifter, always a grifter. I mean, he plucked her at a grifterdom. And then I think he was such a good man with such a beautiful heart, and he trusted her. And look what she's done.
Yeah. And they're talking about Trump, who has not changed. She is the one that has changed.
Oh, yeah. Tremendously. She's
a
demon.
Absolute demon. There is another installment of Lyle Culpepper helping her with pronunciation. And I can never get enough of this guy.
Okay. Here we go again. Every time I think I'm done, I just keep pulling me back in. Why can't I quit you?
And so I'll give you an analogy, or actually an anecdote, not even an anecdote, a reality.
It's an anecdote. Should have expected that one.
And he used to come in every day with a debacle.
It's debacle. Candace, please. If this is a bit or something, just let me in on it, because I don't get it.
The Hamptons debacle came up.
You really don't know these words? No one's ever corrected you?
I am so very disappointed in Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi, who all made these grandiose promises to get...
It's not grandiose, it's grandiose. Come on. I feel like you're Helen Keller and the miracle worker, and I'm the miracle worker, and I can't perform the miracle.
There is something so reminiscent, and it's striking to me.
Reminiscent. It's like you're trying to complicate the word more. Like reminiscent almost sounds like it's a fancier way of saying it, but it's just reminiscent. You know, no one's ever said that word to you before?
Obviously, that's pretty reminiscent of one of the themes of the Matrix.
My therapist has told me that I need to cut this off and I need to leave.
And I think that they can be a better Christian is so reminiscent to me of a discussion.
I'm legitimately concerned for you. If you're having a stroke, just say Erika Kirk.
I'm not going to stop unless Erika Kirk asks me to stop, as I have said, or my father, or my husband.
Can we get paramedics on set, please? Can we get some paramedics on set, please? Please, quickly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anecdote,
you guys.
I don't know if that's the best one yet or if there's more to come. But
I don't know. I'm not at all satiated. I'm not. Not yet.
All right, we need some fun stuff, and we have got to. Do you ever like go out with a girlfriend and get like really good tea and want to download to Greg about it? And
always,
he's a total dude, and he's like, "Great, I'm glad you had a good time."
I did. Do it all the time. Or like he'll just shake his head and I'm like, you're not listening to me at all, are you?
Right.
I'm
or
like,
you want them to get into the gossip.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's not at all animated like you would be. Or I'm like, you're thinking about your car or some sort of engine or something, aren't you?
Well, this woman has figured out how to get the reaction that she wants.
Oh, okay.
She just has developed a set of cue cards for her husband, and it works really well. Here's
that dinner was nuts. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you had such a good time. Oh my God. No way. Spill the tea, girl. Okay, so you remember Jessica's sister? Yes, the one who had an affair with her teacher? See, you do listen. They're getting married now. No fucking way. How does Jessica feel? I mean, she's a wreck, obviously. At least she has you. You are such a great friend and so beautiful inside and out. You're so sweet. Let's stay in tonight and do face masks and continue talking about this for the next 4 to 6 hours. Okay, great. I'll go grab them. Stay right there. Fuck.
Oh my God. That is so Greg. So Greg. Anyway.
And now you have.
I should do that.
An answer.
I'm going to do that immediately. Yeah. With the face mask.
Also, I laughed so hard at this guy doing a skit about Amazon and how sometimes when you make an order on Amazon, if you're a Prime member, you will get the option about shipping. Like, do you want it to come in fewer boxes to save the environment? It'll just come like 2 days later, or do you want it like instantaneously? And so that is what this skit is about. I freaking love him.
Yo, thank you for your order, for real. Of course. I just got one question before we finalize your order. What's up? Would you like to save the planet with your order? What? I can do that. Absolutely. Hey, let me know how I can get involved. I'm all for saving the planet. Look. Instead of sending you 3 boxes, we gonna send you 1 box. We going green. Environmentally friendly. Type shit. Saving the trees and shit. I'm with that. I love that. Right. There's just one thing though. There's just one little thing. What's up? Okay, but like I don't want you to crash out. I won't crash out. Just tell me the stipulations. What's the stipulations? Just let me know the stipulations. What's the stipulations? Okay, so look, it'll arrive a day later. Wait. Just hear me out though. Just hear me out though. But just hear me out though. Wait. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. You said you wanted to save the planet, right?
Oh my God.
You got me fucked up. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Millions of lives. Like, we're gonna save millions of lives. No. The animals, the people, like we gonna. No, bitch. Just no, bitch. I need mine to save.
No, we're not doing it. I'm sorry, but F the planet, all right? F the planet.
Oh my God, I love him.
I need my little doodads to come to my house in 4 to 8 hours. Immediately. I'm not going to save the planet.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with you? God, Amazon, screw you.
Also, of course, we have dogs because we had a 3-day weekend. So you know we were going to have so many dogs. Oh my God. And first, we have a montage of dogs falling asleep in unique ways.
Yes.
He's like a little burrito.
That is the greatest of burrito. Oh, yes. Greatest. Yes. I want to have a life like that, you know?
Right?
I want to come back as one of my dogs. Yes.
Look at the snuggles.
Oh, snuggles. It's out. It's just out. Done.
Oh, God. Smell him.
Oh my God.
And
done. Little butt. Look at the butt. Oh, I'm so tired. Tired. Mommy, I'm so tired. Oh
I love that they can just immediately fall asleep.
God, I would love to be able to do that.
And then also, who doesn't love dogs who love sticks?
I ask you. The greatest. My stick.
Really?
Get it off the couch.
Take it out.
Why?
Now.
That poor snowman.
He's gonna drown himself.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Throw it, Mommy. Throw it.
Where did you get that? Careful.
You actually the greatest. Dogs in their stick. Oh my God.
Marley, what do you think you're doing? No.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're so
Our dogs
cute.
do that. They have giant sticks. They do.
So cute. Okay, so for the next several days, because our people are so amazing, I asked you, hey, can you go leave a nice comment for us on the Apple Podcast platform?
Yes.
And you guys, oh my God, so many.
You delivered.
Like, you delivered so hard. And so we want to get to all of them, but it would take literally 2 hours to do it in one show. So we're just going to sprinkle them.
Okay.
Sprinkle them
Yes,
around.
I love that.
Yeah. So we're going to show a few. And actually, we're going to show a couple bad ones from before. Like,
oh,
we
okay.
made that request of folks
Right.
because we do like the hate mail also. But here are a couple. Here's one from Missy Lazo, who said, just for the first time, listen to your podcast today. And I think we were separated at birth. I totally, think the same on everything from Candace, Megyn Kelly, them, they, shims, lunatics on the left. I'm going to start listening to your old episodes. Thanks. I loved the show. That's from a month ago.
Thank you.
Let's see. We also had Kalinda the Pale, 1 star. This podcast is disgusting. Deep-throating Trump. What a bunch of racist, privileged white women. Y'all should be ashamed.
Well, that's stereotypical. Thanks for calling me racist. You're like the 50,000th person to do that. Very original.
Devo Creation said these women present news, current events, and adorable clips with integrity and humor.
That's
very, very
sweet.
kind. I think there's a bad one next.
Oh, bad one?
America Last. Easy to tell where the Israel media money flows. It flows to Radio Israel, America. You know, attacking fellow right-leaning talk show hosts proves one thing. You don't care about America. You care about ratings. If you can't handle the heat, get the hell out of the kitchen. Good night now.
I don't spend any time in the kitchen. Thanks. I appreciate that.
They clearly don't know us at all.
Right. We need to tell Radio America that they're taking money from Israel. I think they're completely unaware. Right? Completely unaware.
Zanny Zioness said, love, love, love. Thank you for standing up for Israel. Your podcast is now my favorite. You both combine humor with common sense.
Thank you, Zanny.
So that's just a handful. And then, of course, we've got some thank yous. I'll start over here on locals. Roth Lady Wright said, good morning, Manillas. I've missed seeing y'all as I work the polls early morning. People are noticing Sierra law on the ballot. Sierra? I think she meant Sharia.
Sharia.
probably Sharia law on the ballot in Texas. I hope this wakes some people up. We all must vote. This is getting way too close and real. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your Democrat friends. This is actually what they are voting for.
Yes.
Love you, chicks. Back to the polls tomorrow. Holy crap.
Insane. I know it is. It is on the ballot in Texas. Yep.
Like in what way? What does that even mean?
To outlaw it or not kind of stuff.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Gotcha. Well, I would hope that's a given. My God.
You would think. But
Holy crap.
we have absolute lunatic liberals living here now. This is why some places are turning purple and a lot are blue. And so, and some of them are like, it's great. It's diversity.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Until it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kathleen Barbie said, Supernova, I am a maternity nurse of 21 years. Please know that your sweet Nevaeh spent every moment of her life rocked by your body while listening to the beating of your loving heart. She waits for you in the arms of Jesus.
That is the sweetest comment, Kathleen.
Isn't it?
Just so sweet.
Our people, man, they are
the
best. Heather Bragg said, Meghan and Tucker and alike, could the Muslim Brotherhood be threatening them and their families?
Or maybe paying them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on with them. They are, I think it pays well to think the way that they do. That's why they have so huge of a following.
Right.
Julie Beverly said, first time contributor here. Love you, Nillas. And I have a question. If the Epstein files are so overwhelming, why can't they ask AI to do all the dirty work and summarize who did what and when and gather all the evidence too? Thank you, ladies, for all you do.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's great. Like I would, because I certainly don't have the time to read 30 million pages.
No.
So it would be nice to get a little summary.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Colleen W said, shout out to help compensate for the classmates.com mix up. I needed to sneakily acquire pics of my hubby for a birthday present. I used classmates.com and was able to pull photos from decades ago to include with his old basketball jersey display case. He was super impressed.
It could be baseball too. We don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And then from the Ball Pit crew, eGrab4 said the whole Jew thing is the same playbook as the white male thing. It's disgusting and old. We should be thinking for ourselves, not going with the crowd of talking heads on social media.
Absolutely right.
And Kelly1106 said, wow, Megan, 7 weeks ago, you sound normal. Perhaps she's being paid $7,000. Sad to see her following the grift of Candace and Tucker.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely
Indeed.
correct.
Now you.
Marcy Perales, good morning, Mock and Daisy. Congratulations on states, Gwen. Awesome job. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Thank you, Marcy. Very, very proud of our girl. Supernova, going off the grid, moving to a tiny home on 400 acres with fruit trees from 300 BC, throwing away all my books and shaving my head. Yes, I am adopting 19-year-old piss fingers. Great interview with Gino. God, I thought you were actually serious for a second, Supernova. I mean, somebody needs to get piss fingers though. Somebody's got to get her. Supernova. Jack Hughes is the USA's toothless wonder. Love him.
Yep.
God, we got to get him on our show. Wouldn't that be great?
I'm sure literally everybody wants him on the show right now.
BTK 1213. Chachuk Brothers, Ukrainian, led the team spirit. Did I pronounce that right? Chachuk?
I have no idea there. Chachuk? I don't know.
Speak Ukrainian. Misha Michelle 223. Today's my birthday. I'm 18 again for the third time. Thanks, ladies, for being part of my day. Happy birthday, Misha. Shayla Moon 8396. Abraham's DNA will show descendants from Isaac, Ishmael, and children from other wives and concubine. Why?
We're not doing this. This is not happening.
I just can't believe he's even asking for this.
So dumb.
Supernova. Tucker is the older, worse version of Harry Sisson. On our side, but kind of not on our side, right? Aranerm, I lost my birth certificate at 7. Then, Mr. Newsom, how did you ever get a driver's license?
So weird.
Just take my fake ID money. Yeah, what a douche. Kim Mac 9572. Amazing moment when the men's hockey team honored their late teammate Johnny Gaudreau's family, bringing his kids on the ice for the team photo. I saw
it was incredible.
There were two kids on there. I saw,
and there's actually a third infant because she was pregnant when he died, and so there are 3 kiddos, but the baby was not there.
God bless him. This Terry Raynick 6070. This freaking chameleon. He really is dumb. Retard 3D. I think you're talking about Gavin. It has to be
or Tucker.
Oh, okay. Or Tucker. I don't know. They're all chameleons. Arnerm, it could be applicable for so many people, Carrie Ray. Arnerm, did Candace Owens pronounce instantaneously as instantaneously? Asking for a friend. Just take my diction money. I don't know. It's quite possible. She doesn't know how to pronounce anything. I don't know how she is in the position that she is in. I mean, she can totally thank Charlie, but now she's trying to destroy his legacy. So
she can thank a whole lot of Jews, actually,
for
having the position she's in.
You're absolutely right, Mock. Gloria Beardsley, 6055. I have heard that the reason Candace mispronounces things is because the demon that speaks through her is not a natural English-speaking demon. He's trying the best he can. That would track, Gloria.
That would track.
Supernova, you two are angels for treating me better than my family. Oh my goodness, Supernova. That's very sweet. Kelly Bassico, 4862. Glad you took Friday off. I turned 65 that day, and it truly has not been easy. You can change your weight, hair, etc., but your age is basic data. The number of days you've been alive. Love them, chicks. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday
to you. And you know what? Aging it's not for sissies. It's not.
No, it's not. But the alternative is far worse. So you should be absolutely celebrating 65.
Yes.
That's a great milestone.
I'm glad you finished that sentiment for me, Mock. Yes. Everybody bring it in. We're bringing it in. We hope you have the best Monday ever, you guys. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.